with all kinds of things. There was this little boy that I was working with, and he was overeating all the time. And so he came in, and I used it with food because it's a way of changing your desire for something. You can increase it or decrease it. So I said to him, I said, that muffin there, how much do you want that? 0 to 10. Minus 10, you don't want it all. Plus 10, you want it totally. He goes, eh. He goes, it's like about a 4. I said, why is it a 4? He goes, well, it's been sitting there a while. And I said, okay, well, let's make you want it less. What would make you want it less? What would you have to change in what you focus on or notice or appreciate or in the environment? He goes, well, I notice it's really dry. I said, what is it now? And he took the number, I don't remember what the number was. Let's say it was a 4, and he brought it down to, it was like a 2 or a 1. I said, what would make it a -2? He goes, if I notice the grease on the side. Oh yeah, I can see there's like grease on the side, right? And I said, what would make it a -5? He goes, well, I don't want to make it a -5. I said, well, what? He goes, well, if there was some hardened butter beside it or something, I don't know. And I took him all the way through. I said, okay, now let's increase your desire. Like, what do you want it to be? He goes, I want it to be a 9. I want it to be a 10. I said, okay, what do you got to do? And I said, what would make it a +6? And he goes, well, if I heated it up, it'd be a +7. I was like, okay, what else? He goes, if we melted the butter, that'd be a +8. What else? He goes, if I had like that soda pop over there with it, it's a +9. And then I said, okay, what if that thing is stale? And we played literally seeing how we could change his emotions by changing the conditions in himself, his expectations or beliefs, and the conditions in the environment. And so what sounds funny about food or about running, it's the same with your family. So my question would be, what do you want? What's your current thought when you think about your holiday coming up? Is it stress? Is it frustration? What are some of the qualities? Where would you say you are -10 to +10? Let's say you're a +5 or 6, maybe even a +7. What would it take to make it a +8 or a 9 or 10? What do you want it to be? So I'm not gonna settle for less than a 9. Great, well, what would make it a 9? Well, maybe when I'm flying there, I can think about some of the stories and write down some of the things I want to share, or some of the questions I want to know from my sister, or what I want to compliment sincerely my mom about. And you start making lists, or I want to put some special music on. And you can literally quantify and qualify what will make this holiday amazing. Both what you need to shift in my own mind, like I'm not going to react to anybody over drinking or somebody asking my questions. They're going to do that. They're going to be worried, but I'm going to look at it as love. You decide what you want, and then you decide the plan of what's going to change in you or the environment to make it happen. And this incredible soul here, my woman here, my lady, my wife is just unbelievable in creating that. Like I call it scoring. Like, I could watch a film without the music, it's not the same film. You got to score it. And so we score our lives. Why don't you share some of what you do here, like not just in holiday time, but all the time?
Well, I think it's beautiful in our homes that, to make it our sanctuary. And, Pandora is such a gift, or whatever, Spotify, whatever it might be. But, we have the gift to have this beautiful music of this intuitive, you get to, use your preferences and so forth. And we literally have music and binaural beats and so forth that create a coherence. And you walk in to our home, a lot of people be like, what is that music? It's not music, but it's this container that fills the home with this beautiful harmony. And, I love to light candles or incense, and it's just the intentional. I think, what's so unique about the holidays, whether you're a religious person or you're not, or you're spiritual or you're not, there still is sacredness. And, whether it be the holidays or just every day, the awareness that this life is a miracle. I think part of some of the external world events is calling us to wake up, and calling us to wake up to the preciousness of this life. We are alive. That's a miracle in itself. And for us in our home, besides all the things that we do with music and our candles,
Incense.
We also,
like anybody walks around, they go, what is that smell? What is that sound? And we don't just do the holidays, and I say we, here's who does the majority of it here, is that we create an ambiance, so the environment itself, an atmosphere makes you in a sense of awe or appreciation or gratitude or love, or just take a breath when you come home. And you certainly want to do that for your holidays, but maybe you want to do it all the time. Maybe you want to score your life more. And scoring just requires awakening from your day-to-day stress and saying, how do I want it to be? Not, why isn't it the way I want it to be? How do I want it to be? And what do I got to change in me? Instead of my judgments of these things, what do I need to appreciate more? What do I need to notice in my family or my friends or whatever? What am I going to decide to do? Because if you don't decide, the world will just take you. Stress will just take you, because we all have, a world where we've been pretty much wired where we have a highway to stress and a dirt road to happiness. And maybe the holidays is a chance for you to rewire yourself, because the more you put yourself in these beautiful states of mind and emotion and gratitude and awe and appreciation and love, the more it becomes addictive in a positive way. Then you got a highway to joy, a highway to love. And the best way to do it is where it's hard. Like, how do you build a muscle? You don't build a muscle by lifting a light weight. So if it's a bit challenging this holiday season, take away the challenge and find the gift. That's what we mean by find the blessing. And then be the blessing is, what if you decided to show up in advance and it's like, I'm gonna love my mom while she's worried completely. I'm not gonna have any reaction. my sister asked me about my boyfriend or girlfriend, I'm married or not, or having kids or not. I don't get hooked by it. I'm just gonna see, like, everybody's just curious. And I'm gonna be there. What presence are you gonna give? I don't mean physical presence. What's your presence gonna be? Your presence. Listening, caring, loving. These are gifts that are priceless and they cost you nothing. And if you be that blessing, if you find the blessing, you be the blessing, you will have a blessed holiday and a blessed life.
Yes. And a simple practice of, speaking of gratitude, if you're prayerful, it's beautiful. I think the simplest prayer is just to say thank you. A lot of times for Thanksgiving, as a family, we'll go around and we'll just share what was literally a blessing during the year or what we're thankful for. It can be as simple as our health, or just a moment, or whatever it looks like. But it's really beautiful, because it's like the mind's just focusing on that, and somebody else will share, they'll share something else, and it's expanding, it's heart expanding, and it's a beautiful practice. And by the way, we do that every day of our lives. If we're sitting down and we're coming together as a family for breakfast, we just hold hands and we just literally say thank you for this day, thank you for this family, thank you for this life. But it sets the tone. It's one thing to say, oh, I'm grateful, I give you something and you say thankful, or you say thank you. But to actually, invoke that, and to actually to put your attention that, and to share that, and the sharing that when a family, it's such a cool thing. I always look forward to it at Thanksgiving dinner, because we all just go around and it's just this really intimate, beautiful, like love letter of life, that just everybody actually takes the time to say, oh, I got another one. Oh, I remember this one. And just everybody's just sharing. It creates a momentum
of itself too.
It really does, but it's beautiful. It's beautiful. And so whether you're together, whether you're on Zoom, whether you're alone, whether you're on your own, you can still pull out a piece of paper and just journal what's been blessed in your life, what you're grateful for. It's just, this very simple fact that, we're here and you're watching this and we're alive. Life is a miracle. And there's just, no matter what's happening in the external circumstances, there's just truly so much to be grateful for. And